Guys, Dr. Leon Bristow here, and we're shooting a video for Gary's Ultimate Video Ranking course, and we're going to show you how to use Google Drive. Now, I pioneered the early use of Google Sheets back shortly after VidPenguin came around, and we started seeing the variations of YouTube, and I've gradually grown to use some of the other Google properties. We're going to look at Google Drive, how to set it up, and I'm going to show you how to do three things in there. We're going to do a drawing, presentation, and Google Sheets. We're going to go over three of those. So there'll be three different videos, and I shared this with Cliff's Skype group when I first joined that, and so we're going to show you how to do some of these things. Let me take a minute here and show you. First thing you need to do is log into your email and click the little squares up at the top to get to your Google Drive. Simply go down here and click on Drive. Since I'm already there, we're not going to go any further. But what you want to do is set up a folder in here. We're going to set up one, show you what you need to do. Give it a name. And once you've got the name, you simply create the folder. Now this is an important step because if you don't do this, you won't get the use or power out of it. What we need to do is go down here to share. Once you get to share, let's go into advanced. Okay. Once we're in advanced, we need to change this from private only to public so that anything in that folder becomes public. Once we do that, then anything you put in that folder will be public and Google will recognize it and index it. So that's what we're going for. So you create that public folder. Then you can do other stuff like prevent editors from changing, access, and adding new people. That's always a good thing to have in there, unless you want other people to mess with it, that you make editors, and then save your changes. Then you have your link up here if you want to get it for any particular purpose, and then just click done. Now let's get into the folder, and in this video what we're going to go over is Google Drawing. So the first thing we want to do is click on New, come down here to where it says More, and come down here to Google Drawing, and then simply click OK. Once you get there, you will see a blank screen. You will have nothing here. We've got several things we've got to do to get this going. First thing would be to grab a title. Let me go over here and we'll grab the title, and you want to keep your titles and links to your videos and all of your other properties in a document so that you can access them easily, which is one of the things I do. I call it a link list. So everything I have is in that link list. So we'll grab that title and get out of there. All you have to do is drop it in here. Boom, and there you go. Click outside that. You'll have a little star here. You want to go ahead and give that a star. You always want to have that starred. And now you're ready to start working on your drawing. Now, the first thing we want to do is get some text in there. So we'll click that, get over somewhere close to the middle, and make you a text box. And then all you have to do again is paste. But you can't hit paste in here like that. You actually have to use your keyboard paste. So that's CTRL and V, and boom, your title's in there. You can adjust this if you want to or need to for any reason. Click that around. Get it set where you want. If it's not centered very good, you can always work on centering it. And then click outside that and you're done with that. Now it's important to have text in here because Google can't hear what you're saying. It can't hear the videos on the drive. So you've got to have some text features in your drawing to give it reference or clues to what's going on. So the text is very important. Then the next thing we want to do is go over here where it shows the image, and what we're actually going to do is really pretty simple, is go get our thumbnail for the video that we had, and let's see, this was back out of there, right over here. Let's do the review one. Okay, we'll grab that one, and then all you have to do is click open. Once you've grabbed your thumbnail, pop it in there. There you go. There's your drawing simply by using your thumbnail. Very simple, very easy, very slick. Now what we actually want to do, make this even more powerful, is give us a link. And so now we click on the little link thing at the top, and we've got a link right down here. So let's go grab the video link. And in this case, you could use the shortened, but we're going to use the regular link. Grab that, pop it in here, paste, and apply. Now you have a link to your video from your drawing. Very simple, very easy. Click outside that. You're basically done with that. And this is part of what you need to do. The next part actually comes over here where we can actually stuff this and give it more meaning. By stuffing, we're talking keyword stuffing or any variation thereof. I actually like to put in not just keywords, but my links. So we'll go back over here to our document, and I just like to kind of grab these, starting with the first one. Get over here and drop it in, and you actually have a lot of room to put stuff in there. So let's go grab some more. And like I said, I keep everything in here. So we'll grab the shortened version of the same thing actually. Come over here and just pop it in. In this case, you can use the paste instead of your keyboard. Once you're inside of comments, that works. And let's go back over here and we'll keep going. Grab a few more things like our playlist. We'll grab that. Oh, come on. And pop it in there. And let's go get the shortened version. Okay, grab that. And we'll pop that in there. And as you can see, we can just keep going. You have a lot of room, although it is limited at some point to put stuff in here. So let's go see if we can grab another one or two. We're not going to do the drawing because you won't have access to those one. And so there we go. Let's grab this one. This is off Blogger blog. You should have that connected quite possibly with IFTTT to your YouTube account. So all you have to do is go over and grab the link to your Blogger blog that the post was, and then you can shorten it. We'll drop that in there. Okay, I'm going to pause 1 second while I get some other stuff. So what you can do is keyword stuff this. If you have other titles or other keywords, you just simply grab all of those that you have. Anything related can go in there, and we can basically keyword stuff right here. So all we have to do is just keep pasting in stuff. Anything that's related, and you probably want to clean that up right over far enough. So we just keep going and stuffing and putting everything we can in here related to that video, the keywords, anything that's related that will help give you more power and authority and rank better on Google. So you can stuff the heck out of your comment section. Then once you're done, you just simply hit comment. Now the comments are there, and it's a great way to add more power to the Google properties we're going to be using. Now we're not quite done yet. What we actually want to do next is go over to share and click the button, and then go into advanced. You have your link. You want to grab that link, and the other thing I like to do, and you can see it's showing that it is public because we're in the public folder, but I also like to prevent people from changing access to this, and the option to download, print, or copy, I'm going to disable that. So I normally do that on most everything I do. So we go ahead and save those changes, and pretty much we're done with that. Now I'm going to pause for 1 second. Okay guys, let's go over here, and if you have a list like this, link list, simply come over to your link list, and that would be, you would have this marked as drawings, so you can put that up at the top. Drop in your link that you just picked up. Boom. And we're going to do one more thing before we're done here. This is your share link. You want to have that and access to it. The next thing you want to do is create an actual another link by making this public. So you go over under File, come down to Publish to the Web. Again, this is another important part. It gives you more power, gives you an actual separate link. You simply hit Publish, click OK, and now you've got another link. Again, copy these links, always, 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 and keep them in a link list associated with whatever you're working on, like in this case, Tube Architect Review. And come back over here. Once you're done, you simply click that. And now we're basically done with our drawing. So you simply put your title using the text, drop in your thumbnail with the image. Then once you have that, you do your comments. Once your comments are completed, remember, share, get that link, come over here, and then go down and publish. That's all there is to setting up a drawing. We'll see you in the next video where we're going to do a presentation, and thanks for watching.